Breaking right now, we're following a situation in Southern California, this time in Burbank, involving mudslides, debris flows, and this a live look right now at this water with all of this mud and silt and possibly ash suspended in this. I say possibly ash because there have been so many different wildfires that have burned across Southern California, and the appearance of this has almost a charcoal look to it, a very dark gray, almost black look to this, a sludgy sort of look as this flow of mud and water is moving downhill. Some very heavy rain at times with a potent system moving into Southern California right now and unfortunately inundating people's homes. We've also learned that this has become a deadly event with this storm, claiming the lives of some local residents in parts of Southern California. Taking a closer look, and you can see even within the slide here of mud, different types, I should say, of debris. Very scary situation ongoing right now in Southern California.
Right now, I can get some good news report. Right now, we had swiftwater rescue teams from the Long Beach Fire Department as well as from Santa Barbara County Resources have just managed to rescue a 14-year-old female from a house. She was buried inside the structure that got swept away from the floodwaters, and she's in the process of being removed from the structure right now and taken to an ambulance.
And as we just heard there, a 14-year-old girl lucky to be alive there, trapped for hours in a home that was destroyed in Montecito, California. And we've been seeing scenes like these muddy scenes across parts of California today in several different spots, not just one area. We're talking across a few counties here, Los Angeles County, Ventura, and Santa Barbara counties as well. It's that heavy rain that's pushing this thick mud, oftentimes from burn-scarred areas, and it's pushing it into homes, into a number of roadways. Here you can see some of that mud and the debris flowing and rushing down through and in between some of these passes and some of these canyons, which do include a lot of roads. And unfortunately, whatever's in its path is either going to get hit or swept away. Liana?
And unfortunately, Chris, the threat continues as we do have flash flood watches for parts of Southern California, including the areas that were burn scarred. The Thomas Fire burn scar stretching from Santa Barbara towards Ventura, that is definitely under that flash flood watch as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at outside. Right now, we do have that flash flood warning just southeast of Santa Barbara. You're seeing those shades of dark green popping up and even some yellow as well. And that's indicating some moderate to heavy rain that's pushing through the area. We're taking a look at the future radar, and it does taper off a little bit as we get through the next several hours. Through about noon today, this is how much you can expect. Through tonight, at least another inch on top of what we've already seen. A familiar cycle is underway in Southern California. Communities left devastated by wildfires are now facing the threat.
Along the burn-scarred mountains of Southern California, residents face a new threat. A winter storm dumping inches of rain on the barren hillsides, triggering mudslides and debris flow.
With this intense rainfall, not only the amount of rainfall, but the intensity of it is, we're going to see what are normally dry creeks most of the year turn into raging rivers of mud and debris and rocks and trees. They can take out roads, they can take out houses, they can isolate people.
Residents forced to flee the massive Thomas Fire and other fires last month, now under mandatory evacuation.
The county came out and said there was going to be about 500 tons of debris heading towards our house. So we have been pretty worried about that.
As rain soaks Los Angeles, crews are hoping newly installed cement barriers will help direct the runoff. In Santa Barbara, residents are hoping sandbags will keep the mud and debris at bay. But there's still concern for the safety of reservoirs used to supply water to thousands.
That water is now going to cascade down into those reservoirs. Unfortunately, with that, it will be carrying debris and silt and a lot of carbon. That water will not be drinkable for several weeks, and then it will be very expensive to treat that water. We're hoping that the weather system is gentle on us, but I fear that it won't be and that we're going to see significant damage over the next 24 hours.